Amazing all of us got out of the 80s. There were zero rules. There were literally no fucking rules. Like no one was manning the till. Everyone was just getting fucking blasted on cocaine.
Cocaine! I just like saying that word. It's just a fun way. Plus, I really got all your attention, didn't I? Really just trying to see which one of you out there is listening. It's a pleasant word, cocaine. I mean, don't we agree on that? It just,
cocaine.
It just brings up, just brings back the 80s just right to the fore right there. But for all you who are paying attention, welcome back to the Steam Tunnels. We have convened once again in our agenda to dominate the world through pop culture and its various examples. I am here. I'm Josh, the Birdman, coming to you live today from his little section of the Steam Tunnels. And as always, I am joined by brother Gregory, the Star Child. How we doing out there?
Feeling all right, man. Ready to do this. Ready to consider all of the better aspects of evil.
All right, man. I hope I didn't get you too excited with my intro there, but bring you back too many good memories.
From cocaine to Skeletor, we're gonna do it all.
Yeah. didn't Skeletor look like he did a lot of coke to you? I mean,
you know what? He never gave up. That was the important thing. That's something people don't appreciate about those animated 80s villains. They never gave up.
Yeah, particularly the Masters of the Universe, they all looked like they were on steroids and doing something else, to stay skinny. Who the hell knows? But they all were completely jacked, completely cut. I always figured they were just hitting the gym in between.
Never worked out.
And they had to have been off screen. They were lying to you. They were absolutely lying. They were ripping rails and then just fucking going to the gym. That's all it was. That's all it was on Eternia.
That's fine.
But our other brother Rashawn is looking at me skeptically as per usual. Nothing new there. How we doing today, Three of Clubs?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Happy to be here. I'm sitting in a nice climate-controlled room, where it's hot outside, but been outside some and enjoying the weather. It's all good that way. So just as happy to do it. But we have reconvened here once again, and we wanted to take that chance, take that shot, and see what we could see and muse over some things. When we were discussing, one thing that comes up is, and I'm going to do a callback to an earlier episode. There's nothing worse than a two-dimensional villain. Let's face it. We actually did an entire list there. Please go back and listen to the episode if you haven't already. Not that you need to, but it's just good grist for the mill. When we talked about the worst villains in the 1970s. The fact is, a two-dimensional villain, there's nothing that sort of robs you of the experience that you want and that you're trying to get out of any viewing or reading experience. So one thing that is noticed is that our favorite villains and some of the things that really last the test of time are the ones that are actually really the good guy. That we all have examples of it, but the fact is, when you flush out a character, when you really get into the psyche and really understand what is it, why is the villain the villain? It's very easy to, of course, just write a two-dimensional villain. And our biggest example, my callback here, is the Dirty Harry villains, right? The cop who just has to go out and just has to kill the bad guy because, it's just what needs doing, just has to be done. Never mind that whole Constitution, never mind that whole rights thing. If you were there, you'd do it too. And understandable, but that is why we have movies. They are fantasy, people. They're fantasy. It's a simple black and white reality. Easier to do. I get it. I watched them. I enjoyed them. Still watch them again. Maybe. It depends. I'm always, only got so much time left on this planet. So I want to make sure I'm taking in the best stuff, the best of the new whenever possible. But Today, we wanted to meet and go over and take our time and trying to understand what was it about the villains who were really the heroes, to flush them out a little bit, to try and get inside their heads, get inside their skulls, and see what they're thinking, and really why they, in some respects, become the most compelling characters that we've watched or read about. I'm not sure even what the other gentlemen have brought to the table today, so I don't want to corner them because we're not strictly a visual medium here, as the very fact that we're speaking to you on audio. So with that, I'm going to bring up the three of clubs. I want to hear what Rashawn has to say on our subject today. How you doing? What's going on?
Doing well. I feel like this conversation, this topic of discussion is going to go in a multitude of directions, and I'm not going to steal the fire that I pretty sure I can guess what's going to be on both your guys' lists. And frankly, I agree ahead of time. I'm just going to go ahead and say I agree. Almost.
Nothing new there.
So I'm gonna start with a little filler. All right. I'm looking at this like basically I'm about to 6-inning pitch this and hope that that's strong enough to get the win in a 9-inning game. So here we go. First, I'm just gonna go right for the jugular in a different way. I know a lot of people feel a little uncomfortable about this, but bear with me. Billy Zane in Titanic. Here's the deal. I think a lot of us will empathize with the fact that, like, you have a fiance, right or wrong. You're paying for her and her mom and everyone in between to have a passage on, sure, a ship that became doomed. However, it's still your dollar. You didn't know it was going to happen. I would bet you wouldn't be on it if you knew it was going to happen. So, with all intentions, and yeah, he's an asshole, but still, they're in a relationship. And she's like, Jack, just go fucking draw me naked and let's get on in someone's car. By the way, which that's another thing. That is someone's car. Like, if they made it through the passage, someone's gonna get in that car and someone just had a fucking orgy in it. Like, that's not cool. That's not hero stuff right there. That's
no disrespect, but there's no way Jack was beating that up, so he left stains. I'm sorry.
No disrespect, but you go ahead and have someone have sex in your car. Like, I don't want that noise no matter what power or pain they're bringing. I don't care about the thunder. I don't want the storm. So the next part is fucking,
you are disrespecting a man's vehicle.
I mean, it starts there. The next, homeless people are showing up for the gangbang. That is a document. I think. But anyway, so the next one, the military and Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Here's the problem. I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Rashawn, that's a kid." All right, cool, but they didn't know he was gonna get reversed, right? All they know is like a giant fucking kid just showed up and is walking through Las Vegas. And by the way, they definitely killed like a lot of people. There's no way in the world this giant Stay Puft Marshmallow level fucking toddler just walked through fucking Las Vegas and no one got killed. Like, they're wearing a bunch of degenerates passed out.
That's a solid point, by the way.
You know what I mean? Like, they're wearing a bunch of degenerates passed out at some fucking craps table hoping to let it ride. Like, someone's nana was definitely stepped on while fucking pulling a goddamn lever at 1,000 different slot machines. I mean, that kid definitely killed a lot of people. And that military, hey, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, it's just a kid. Let him walk. He'll tire himself out once he gets to the Pacific. What are we doing? No, kill him. Like, put it down. Do something. Maim it. I don't care. It's 100 feet big. So I think we can, try a few different things and think of the greater good. That's all I'm saying. Just think of the greater good. All right. Moving on, because I know this is starting to piss some people off, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep going for it. Lieutenant Coffee in the Abyss. Once again, point of view, perspective. From everything he knows and the people that are telling him, because don't forget, he's a Navy SEAL. They don't send these guys in just to fuck around. They literally send these guys in with the best data known to fucking man to pull off shit that we'll never even hear about until they have to declassify missions. I mean, like, he's going in, him and his crew, all they know is that this is a world-ending threat. And the best weapon they have is a fucking nuke. So for him, he's willing to die, and he does. Spoiler alert, if you haven't fucking seen the movie since 1987, that's your fault. But He's willing to die to fucking save the world and everything he believes in for what he knows is a world-ending threat. He doesn't know they're cool with Ed Harris. He doesn't know that they're there to fucking, uplift humanity and like show people that Atlantis was always there, but it was just a bunch of aliens chilling out. He doesn't know any of that. I mean, Michael Biehn, once you see him, he's fucking doomed. So like, it wasn't that much of a giveaway, but whatever. Don't even get me going on The Rock. I know we're talking about the villain, but it's hard for me to watch The Rock because it's like, damn, man, you're gonna die. Everyone knows. So the next one, and this one's definitely gonna push some people, but I literally have receipts on this. Top Gun, Iceman. All Iceman kept pointing out is, Maverick, the way you fucking fly, you're gonna get someone killed. That's his central point. He does it straight away from it. He may have talked some shit when they're like playing volleyball in just jeans on the beach for whatever reason. I don't even want to go into that because that'll take me another 10 minutes.
Oiled up, nice, and
I was willing to accept that because that's just sweat. Fine, I'll go with that. But like,
flexing.
I need the movie where you walk me through the scenario that you get to the beach volleyball and jean scene. That's really what I'm saying. It's like, this opportunity with the second Top Gun, they didn't have to go into like some stupid dogfight. We all know what's going on now. It's like throwing some drones. Like, I'm done with you. But like, literally, just give me a movie about how they got to the moment where they're fucking playing volleyball in jeans. Whatever. But
because
Iceman,
they're hot for each other.
again, way better movie. Like, if you're gonna tell me there's a movie out there about 4 fighter pilots who are secretly in love with each other, I'm in. I'm watching that shit. That's a good fucking movie.
I don't know why they didn't make out.
I'm just saying, in the background is Playing with the Boys by Kenny Loggins because he did the whole soundtrack.
I mean, Kenny's telling us. Kenny always knew. Kenny always fucking knew.
He
But
was
anyway,
winking and nodding.
so Iceman's like, hey, man, the way you fly, you're going to get someone killed. Maverick's like, haha, that's just the way I fly. Next scene, Goose dies. Like, I mean, come on, right? So,
Come on.
next up, and this is, I'm just going to roll them all through. I'm going to start heavy because I know it's going to hit people, but then I'm going to move into where this really lands. All right, so Lean on Me. I love the movie. It's a beautiful movie. Morgan Freeman. Good stuff. If you came from educators like me, it's almost like mandatory. You have to watch at some part in your childhood. But anyway, it's a great movie, very inspirational. We all root for Morgan Freeman. He's the zany, out of the box principal who comes to save a school that was completely left behind by government and left to be the worst school ever. And it's got all the bad kids, and it was pure late 1980s with like the scene opening with like a teacher getting fucked up by some kids. Like, oh my God, like this is horrible. It's like literally like everyone saw Nukem High and they're like, how do we make this everyone else's format? How do we go with Nukem High? Because this is a fucking masterpiece and just get into other movies. I know. We'll replace fucking post-apocalyptic nuclear type setting with basically all inner city, and we'll say those kids, well, they just show black kids and a couple of like Latino. So it's like you're not fooling one, like really lazy. But anyway, opens up, teacher gets his head bashed in. It's fucking horrible, blah, blah, blah. Morgan Freeman comes, saves the day. Here's the problem. The bad guy technically is the vice principal. But again, think about the vice principal's point of view. This guy's walking around with a fucking bat. He is walking around school with a goddamn bat, and he is not scared of swinging on a kid. You're like, oh my God, this guy's in my school. He's just swinging bats at kids. He's throwing kids out left and right. He's not writing shit up. There's no fucking paperwork. It is a goddamn HR nightmare what this guy's doing. There's no union that can save this guy. It's just going to be litigation after litigation after litigation. It's like, oh my God, what are you doing? Joe, put down the bat. Well, I got to save Sam. No, you can do it without the bat. But Sam ain't going to listen. No one's listening when you have a bat. It is mind-numbing. What are you doing? Actually, you know what? I didn't put this on the list, but I had to put it out there. Also, the military in Jurassic World. What else? I know I'm ripping this from crack.com. I need to amplify this. What else are you doing training a raptor if it's not for the fucking military? What are you doing? What application did you come up with where you like military killing people? Or this one, like groceries. Like, it's not going to become Peapod. Like, fuck you. That's what we're doing. That's what we're here to do. Fuck you. All right. So then the vice principal in Breakfast Club, again, bad guy, right? Except for here's the deal. He's there on a Saturday. He doesn't want